Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Your Morning Drive. Right off the rip, I want to tell you guys that if you're listening to this episode, I highly encourage you to go watch it in full on YouTube. This is a very different episode for me. We did it instead of doing it in our studio in the Hammerhead Creations lab, if you will. We went out on the scene to meet this guest and his exotic lifestyle. And you'll know what I mean when I get to the intro. And if you know him or you know the name and the title, you'll know. But what I'm saying is this is one that I highly encourage you to go watch on YouTube, because there is a visual element to it. There is an element to it that is it sounds like it's more YouTube video versus podcast interview, but we had a great time nonetheless. We did discuss, a lot of these things, and I'll get to that here in a second, though. So, of course, thank you for tuning in to Your Morning Drive. Before we get into the episode, I need you to follow on social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, anywhere that you follow anybody on social media. Go ahead and follow Your Morning Drive. That's where you get all kinds of updates, behind the scenes fun, clips, guest information, sponsor information, everything in between is on social media. Of course, Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Amazon or iHeartRadio to listen. And then, of course, as I mentioned, please go and watch this video on YouTube. You will not regret it. Of course, this podcast is proudly sponsored by Cartersville Living, powered by Best Version Media. Their magazine is your go-to source for uplifting local content, expert insights, community events, and more. They're bringing people together every month with compelling stories and informative articles from around town. Each new edition of Cartersville Living brings us closer to our vision of uniting the community, one person, one home, and one business at a time. And so now, guys, this is where we get into it. My guest today is a Bartow County native who has spent his life preserving a piece of local history while building something truly unique for our community. Pettit Creeks Farms began as his family tradition North Georgia farm after his grandparents relocated to the area in the late 90s when the construction of Allatoona Lake displaced their original home. Over time, he's transformed that land into an educational farm where families and school groups can experience agriculture firsthand, from livestock care to unforgettable encounters with animals like camels, zebras, kangaroos, and even a giraffe. Yes, you heard that correctly. Please welcome my new friend, Scott Allen. And now we are going to hard cut to me and Scott in the car together, man. We had a crazy time together. We spent several hours touring the farm, having encounters with these animals. He brought me into the pens with these animals. It was very, very, very cool. I'd never done anything like it, and he was very gracious with his time and giving me that experience for free. Such a cool experience. Yeah, I got to stand this close to a giraffe, guys, and a kangaroo and a zebra and all these animals. So cool. So I'll quit blabbing. Go watch this on YouTube, and you will not be disappointed. And now we are going to hard cut to the beginning of our journey together. Enjoy. And we're here. Hello.
Good morning.
It's me and Scott. We are at Pettit Creeks Farms. We're about to go around and show you a lot of cool stuff. And if you're listening to this, I highly encourage you to go over to the YouTube so you can see what we're experiencing here today. This is some really cool stuff. I've never been here before myself. Really exciting stuff. And I just thank you, Scott, for giving me the time to.
You're welcome. Welcome to my children's backyard.
I love that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and be off to the races here. So cut. Well, here we are, guys. We are at our first stop of the day. We are hanging out here with, look at this guy. Look at that. Look how beautiful. We've got kangaroos. I did not know that you had kangaroos, my friend. So before we kind of talk about the kangaroos,
He's got an itch.
he does have an itch. Scott, I want to ask you, because right off the rip, because I know that you're passionate about this statement I'm about to make. I know that you continuously go on the record and correct people when they refer to this place as a zoo. It's not a zoo.
It is a farm.
It is a farm. And kind of go into a little bit about why that is.
We have alternative livestock. Honeybees are farming. So's raising kangaroos or zebras or camels. We even have reindeer. So, and we also have the proverbial chicken and the milk cow. So we have it all, but it's farming. It's not really a zoo because when the animals are here, we raise animals. We sell the baby animals when, you can't keep them all. And reality, what a concept.
Right.
And you have to just use that. And there's a market for the animals that use them in private zoos and public zoos. Some guy like me that just wants some new breeding stock and he needs a new kangaroo male. And animals get old, they die. And that's bad, but we all do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we raise replacement animals. A zoo has something, they can get one from us. Or if it's private individuals, that's the reason they make red trucks and blue trucks and black trucks. Everybody likes a different color, likes something different. So it's been an interesting life.
That process of, if let's say the Atlanta Zoo or a Cincinnati Zoo or any zoo comes to you and says, hey, we have a shortage of, red kangaroos. Is that, I have no idea, and we can cut it out if it's not my business, but what's the price tag on something like that? Like, is it wildly expensive?
Your morning drive is also present to us by Good Days Canned Cocktails. Good Days are a classic cocktail brand created in a convenient, ready-to-drink canned format for any occasion, whether it's a pool day, a boat day, a beach day, a graduation, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, anything in between. Good Days are there for you. Good Days are ahead when they are in your cooler, your fridge, your anything in between. Good Days has your back. If you want to be one of the first to try their drink, you can do so by visiting drinkgooddays.com/pages/find-us to find a store near you selling their drink. Of course, you must be 21 years of age to consume and purchase.
What will the market bear? It's like gold. Is gold expensive? If you bought it 2 years ago, it was cheap. If you bought it today, then it's expensive. If the animals are trained to do something, then they're more expensive because somebody put a lot of time into them. All of our animals are used to people, and they're used to being handled and fooled with. So that makes them more marketable. We know the animals. University of Georgia came out to work on my giraffe, and Dr. Louder, he says, son, how are we going to hold him still so we can work on him? I said, how about I put a halter on his head and lead him over and tell him to stand still? And he says, girls, come here. This is fixing to get interesting. He had about 6 vet school students with him, and they came over there, and we led the giraffe up for him, and they drew blood on him with us holding him there on the end of a lead rope. So,
wow.
And Dr. Louder said, that's probably the gentlest giraffe I've ever been around in my life.
That's crazy. That's crazy. This is really cool. I've never seen a kangaroo in real life before, and there's one right there, not 6 feet away from me.
Well, he's about a half-grown male.
Okay, so they get much larger.
He's about a half-grown male.
Look at that, guys. He's right there.
He stands up right now. He stands up direct and straight. He's probably 4.5 feet tall. He'll wind up being 5.5 feet or so.
Wow.
The females are out here. There's the rest of the mob. I hope you can see them in there.
I think so.
And
that's what they're called. A group of kangaroos is a mob.
Kangaroos is a mob.
Which makes sense because we've all seen these internet videos of kangaroos beating people's ass, Scott. So the fact that it's called a mob is almost, look at God right there. Whoever came up with that in the first place I feel sorry for that guy because he probably got his butt kicked by a group of kangaroos.
The neutered males and the females stay pretty gentle.
Yeah.
a mama raised male, he'd be okay. A bottle raised male, you need to neuter them because that's the reason they make lots of male prisons and just a few female prisons. They got a different attitude.
Very cool. And so you told me before we started recording that for this next segment, man, look at that one go.
That's a little young baby there. He just come out of the pouch a couple 2-3 weeks ago, so he's still full of energy.
And he's already that big.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you see the one hanging down right there.
Oh yeah.
And there's another little young one behind her.
Sure.
That one still gets in the pouch.
Wow. How do they do that? How do they expand? Is it just?
It's just skin, and they can actually relax their pouch and dump the baby out if they want to. You see that one there got a tail hanging out.
Yeah.
No, that's his head. There's his head hanging out. He just stuck his head out.
That's funny.
But right now, if a predator was trying to, if a predator was trying to get her, she could literally open her pouch and dump the baby out and just sacrifice the baby. And everybody says, "Oh my God, that's horrible." Well, if she dies, they both die. If the baby dies, she gets to have another baby later. And the object that most people don't realize is to sustain the species. So it's a pretty good plan.
All right.
Logan, got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Did you wear farm appropriate footwear?
I did my best.
All right. We're going across here.
Cool. This is real shit, guys. And speaking of shit,
Watch your step.
all right, next stop, we're hanging out with some reindeer, Scott.
Yes, sir. Reindeer.
Look at that, guys, right there. They just,
It's a never-ending cycle.
if you're watching on YouTube, you just caught,
Comet and Cupid in the process.
yeah, they're relieving themselves of lunch or breakfast. What's that? Oh my God, we're being approached. These aren't animatronics, folks. These are real reindeer. Should I?
What?
Will they bite me?
Yes. You're not allowed to touch them.
Wow.
Huh?
Oh, I bet that feels good. What do I do? Just stay with you?
Yeah, stay with me.
They're just dogs. Just really large dogs.
Makes you a little nervous, don't it?
Yeah, it kind of does. Is it the kind of thing where they say that it can sense that I'm terrified?
All right, go on.
So cool. That we got a curious one over here, guys. Look how beautiful, though. Comet and Cupid, they're real, folks. Reindeers are real animals. I feel like there's probably a population of people that believe that reindeers are fictional animals.
We hear it continuously. I didn't know reindeer were real. And the next question is, do they really fly? That's when you know you got a winner.
Well, that one is... He's flying all right. Or she is.
No, that's a he.
Oh, it is a he.
It's built kind of like guys and girls.
And so...
They have the same plumbing.
And then, so I just assumed, and I'm sure maybe some people assume also, but the fact that some of them over there, they have the full set of antlers, are they female then?
No.
Okay, so also males.
Well, that's a male on the ground. That's a male over there. The males shed their antlers off in November, December. This thing comes off, you see right here, the crown right here.
Yeah.
It just turns loose and they just pop off. So that's the reason why when we're showing the deer, and this one come off of one of my favorite deer, Lead. She always grows her antlers kind of like that, and I'd be willing to bet it came off of her. And this one right here come off of a deer named Pixie. She always does kind of the same. They're not always the same, but they'll have the same general shape to them. And every year they're completely different. So no way keeping up with them, but I get to where I can keep up with them pretty good. That's Kung Fu Dawn over there. And if you see, zoom in on her head.
Yeah.
And it looks like just an ulcer growing on her head.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh my God, what's wrong with her?" Well, nothing's wrong with her. She's horned.
Wow.
That'll bust out in 3 weeks or so. And
how do you, I mean, I'm sure because you live this every day, but how do you tell them apart?
I know them all.
That's a fair answer.
I've got the 26 camels, and I know them all. And I mean, they're like personal friends. You know, when you're walking through town, and when I come walking down the street, you said, "Hey, Scott, how did you know it was me out of that whole crowd of people?"
You just know them.
You know them. Yeah.
So, Scott, we just showed the people some kangaroos and some reindeer, but before we see some more, tell me a little bit more about how How'd this start? I mean, where did the family history begin? How did we get here? Kind of give me as much info as you'd like.
Down at Alatoona Pass down there, they had a little piece of property the U.S. government said never amount to nothing. We need it. We're going to take it. And they told my grandpa they'd sell it out to us, or we'll just take it. It doesn't matter. So he sold out, moved up here, 2 wagons pulled by mules and a T-model truck. He got to buy his buildings back for $1. So if he got hurt tearing them down, he couldn't sue the federal government. Well, they hauled all that from Alatoona Pass up here, built one barn and built a house out of the materials, which was a tenth of what he had. They took this over, and he row cropped and had mules and cotton and corn and that kind of thing. Well, he passed away before I was born, never met the man. My grandmother took it over, and my dad and their other sons helped her get cows in here because there just wasn't enough time in the day to do the row cropping, and wasn't big enough to support 2 or 3 families, whatever. So the cows took over, and that's what was when I was here. And I had, me and my children, we'd watch High so many times that we just really, really enjoyed the animals and the catching the stuff and all that. I had always had it on my mind and liked it. And I had drawn a little logo back when I was in high school of the animals and stuff. And I always kind of enjoyed them. I kind of had a fascination with them. So we was doing school field trips, carrying on with the field trips and all that. We were doing some pony rides, and we started doing some petting zoos. And the lady wanted to rent my animals for a live nativity scene down in Marietta. And I said, oh, yeah. Not live too, for a passion play. And I said, oh, yeah, I'll be glad. And I give her a price. And, it's wonderful. And the girl standing beside her, she says, if we can just get a camel, it'd be like walking back into Bethlehem. And she turns around and she says, you got a camel? And that's when I told my lie in church. I said, yeah, I've got a camel. What does that pay? Okay. And she told me what they had rented one for previously a year or 2 before that. I said, yeah, I could rent my camel for that. And I got a camel bought from old boy over in Killen, Alabama, Mike Jones. And that was Sammy Camel, and it was my first camel. And we went from there and had camels and zebras and, just kept adding on. And my camel got too big to go to church. So what do?
Get another one?
Buy another camel. This time I bought a female camel, and they don't get as big, and they have babies. So
there you go.
2 or 3 years pass by, and she gets old enough to breed, and I take her to a breeder and have her bred, and now she's too big to go in churches, and I need another camel. So I bought another female camel, and here we are 26 camels later.
Wow. Is that the animal you have the most of?
Yes. The camels have been good to us. We're going to stop and see them here in just a minute. And the camels have been really good to us. We've done camel rides. We packed the movie gear in up here on Pine Mountain for Robert Redford and Nick Nolte. We did that. They said, they called it up, said, we need some pack mules. Matter of fact, I got a phone call just the other day. If you've got pack mules or pack camels that can carry movie gear, if you'll call me, I've got a job for you. I really do. But need to be good mules. But they're doing another movie up on Pine Mountain. Sure. And a guy called me yesterday, wanted to know. He said, we need to pack some more gear on top of Pine Mountain. And I said, well, I hadn't got any packed camels. When we're doing this, I can train a couple of camels.
Yeah.
He said, like, here in a week or 2.
Yeah.
I said, dude, we got to have more notice to train a pack camel. So
how long does that take on average?
We can have them where they're usable in 30 days. I'd rather have 60, 90 days on them. It's just, I still got my pack saddles and all my gear. So if anybody wants to help train some camels, I got 3 out here. I got to break the ride.
Wow. That's awesome. Very well.
Hey guys, let's talk about another partner of the podcast, Branded and Devoted Designs. Are you looking to level up your company's merch game? Your brand deserves better than boring swag. If you contact Branded and Devoted Designs, you can level up with custom hats, shirts, tumblers, mugs, and more that your customers and clients will brag about. Go to www.brandedanddevoteddesigns.com to make your brand stick out. Mention that Logan from Your Morning Drive sent you, and they will give you 10% off of your order. That's brandedandDevotedDesigns.com. Tell them Logan sent you from Your Morning Drive for 10% off your order.
All right, Scott. So you mentioned to me off mic here just a second ago, but go ahead and run that by me again.
We have the largest hayride in the state of Georgia for certain. Chick-fil-A copied our hayride. They really did. I called him out on it right here. The head dude for the Rock Ranch was sitting right there, and I said, "You know, you've reached notoriety when someone with an unlimited budget like Chick-fil-A copies your hayride." He looked me dead in the eye. He said, "What makes you think I copied your hayride?" I said, "I was here the day you and the girl rode the hayride, and I went to the Rock Ranch, and you even painted them the same color."
Well, there you go.
This is our hayride. And then completely wheelchair accessible. If they can drive or move their own wheelchair, they can load themselves, or we'll be glad to help them load up. Our hay rides have no hay. That way, if we have allergies, it's not a problem. It takes, I think, 117 bales to put on both trailers, and every time it rained, it got wet, and people cried and complained about getting their butt wet. And I couldn't find a reasonable solution, so we built a top over it and put in wooden benches. We still call it a hayride. And twice a year, 3 times a year, somebody will let us know there is no hay on the hayride. They really will. Like we didn't notice.
So what's the purpose of the Santa Claus house?
Our Santa Claus house, during December, we've got right at 4 miles of Christmas lights. So you have to come in and go through all the lights, and then you park down in the parking lot, and then you come up here and walk around, check it out. And usually got Santa Claus in here for the little guys. See if we can find a key. If not, we can get one. We'll have to call Chris. I've been locked out.
Well, look at that. Oh, cool.
But the rest of the year, when we're not using the Santa Claus house, you got things kind of covered up, decorated, and dolled up. And try to keep the dust off of it, keep it looking fresh.
Sure.
They repackage snow machines. Look here.
Oh, my. Just chilling under the blanket.
Yep.
Not a real one, folks. Or was a real one.
That's Right
Was
Wheel.
a real one.
That was one of my first reindeer.
Really?
Yep. Her name was Right Wheel.
So it just made sense to pay tribute to her and have her involved with
Oh yeah,
stuff going
see
forward.
anything go to waste, and she's still working for us. She just got old.
So what is this area, Scott? It kind of looks like it's kind of just a...
We call it the party field, and that's what we called it when we first started. Was the party field, and this is where everybody comes up to hang out.
We got Scotty's potties, guys.
Scotty's potty. My kids, and I'm Scott. My kids named it that. My mom and dad had moved a house down here, and it had a septic tank there, and I made a direct drive flush, no flush toilet out of it. I slid the lid over and made a direct drive out of it. And the kids wouldn't use it because you could look down in there. So they called it Scotty's Potty, and I didn't know that for 15 years. So when I finally found it out, I named that one
Pottery Barn. I get it. Wow.
Come on in.
Look at all this.
He's got his little magic balls, got his little scroll, got his sword in case he gets in a fight. Got him a little bag of goodies. I made it.
You did?
Yes, sir.
It's amazing. Did you make all these?
Most of
Or
it.
a lot of them?
Most of them.
God, that bear is impressive.
Yep, no fishing. That's our bear. And then there's a beaver here. Here's your gnome. And a couple of my granddaughters have taken interest in it, and they come in here and make stuff. I just made the horse this year. The alligator on the end come from Hobby Lobby or somewhere. Some kid left it. But my art teacher, Bill Amos, I had 6 art classes. My senior year of high school, I had 4 art classes and 2 English classes. And Miss Cartledge would let me go to art during my English. As long as I did my stuff, I could take off and go to art. So I had 6 art classes, and I had a full ride to Ryan Art College and turned it down.
Really?
Yeah. I told him, give it to Terry Wood. He wants to go to school. There's something I made this year.
It's nice.
They're dusty sitting out here, but we just take them, stick them under the water hose, and rinse them off.
Sure. Very impressive, man.
Cats and gnomes and abstract junk. Really good for nothing, but
Still really cool, nonetheless.
yeah. And there's been 3 or 4 other people. My art teacher made a living selling ugly mugs, which is up here.
Yeah.
There's the ugly mugs. And this is some of the ones that I've made.
It's very cool.
Flying pigs. Earlier, we talked about my grandfather living in Alatoona Pass down there. Well, he came up here. He was Raymond Allen. He was a blacksmith and a farmer. And we got passed on. My dad was a horse farrier blacksmith till he retired. I grew up doing it. My dad said, son, you've had more jobs in your little short career than I've had in my life. He said, you're going to learn a trade. And I was already shoeing the horses here at the farm. Dad wouldn't shoe the back feet on them, and they'd make fun of me at the saddle club for not having shoes on my horse since my dad shod all their horses. Well, that being said, I went to shoeing my horse on the back feet myself. Dad figured out I was doing that. I got to shoe all the horses. And then as I was in high school, Dad put me to shoeing pretty regular, helping him and pushing some customers over to me. And I did it for 30 years after that. So, but here's our blacksmith shop. You're welcome to step up here. We have a power hammer, a 50-pound little giant power hammer. This one was made in like 1906 or something. And my son actually traced it back to the original owners and all that stuff. But you put stuff under here. He's been working on it. I'd turn it on. I'm not sure where he's at now, but I think it's ready to go. But we have a gas forge here, have coal forge here, even have the old drill bit where you can drill, and it has a self-advance on it, where it advances the bit through the metal as you're going. This was part of my grandfather's. His shop burnt down, so we built this one back here and used what we could out of the shop that burnt down. That's 505 pounds of anvil.
Wow. So it's not going anywhere.
Well, it could. The one up in our shop we work out of, up front, it weighs 525 pounds. Well, we had it in the little shop there, and the tractor couldn't carry it, but so far back we set it down. Well, I got kind of tore up about not being able to get it back there where I wanted it, set it on that stump. And I was a young man. I was in my 20s, and I just got hold of it, 525 pounds, and wrestled it back there and set it up on that stump by myself. Well, my son grew up knowing that. Well, we moved it to the big shop, and the same thing happened. We could only get it so far back there. And my son says, Dad, I just want you to know my stump's 4 inches taller than your stump, and I put it up there with that right there. And he did. So this right here is a sorghum cane mill. And we'll take the old tractor, park it down there, and hook a belt over here on this side. The belt turns this right here, and then it turns that right there. And then that turns the rollers inside, and you feed the cane in here. You always feed the big end of the cane in first. That way it don't bind it up and break your machine, because it gets littler as it goes through. Well, you get overzealous putting them canes in there and putting them in there the wrong way. Next thing you know, you done broke all this casting. You can't replace this thing because it was built in the 1800s. And it mashes it here. The juice comes out on this side. We got the apparatus for it put up in the dry so it don't go bad. But the juice comes out of this trough right here, into here, runs over here. We got a big old copper pan that sits in this oven here. And you feed fire under there, and it cooks the sorghum juice down, makes sorghum syrup that you put on your pancakes or your food you eat. We have camel rides down here during the October and December. And sometimes and we do fireworks now. During July, we do the fireworks. We're fixing to do a big Easter egg hunt. That's the reason you're here is the egg hunt. I'm fixing to get in all kind of trouble. And we'll have everything going on here for the egg hunt. And pony rides, of course. And the egg hunt will be down here in this big green field. We've already mowed it once. So we'll let the grass grow. Down here is where our petting zoo is, on the end.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about the company that makes your morning drive happen every week. Are you looking to elevate your business and your brand? Hammerhead Creations is here to help. They offer top-tier marketing services, including social media management, website design, and Google page optimization, ensuring your business reaches the right audience. Whether it's a side hustle or your full-time grind, their expert team, me, is ready to help you grow. Plus, if you're into podcasting like me, Hammerhead Creations offers full support for both in-house shows and external podcast creation. From concept to production, we will help you bring your ideas to life. Visit www.hammerheadcreations.com and discover how we can take your business or your podcast or both to the next level. Hammerhead Creations, swim with the big sharks.
All right, guys, we're in. Drum roll, please.
Come here, buddy.
Oh my God.
Come here. Huh? You want one?
My God.
You want one?
He's huge.
Step right here. You ain't seen huge yet.
Oh my God.
George, you want to know one? You don't like them? What's the matter? You got a pan full of food up there? Huh? Hey, buddy. This is George. And because it's 26 degrees outside, George has his heater turned on. Hey, buddy. All right. See you later, George.
Bye, George.
We'll be back.
So we just hung out with George there for a second in that big old home with a nice air conditioner or heater that he's got.
Yes.
And, it's just weird. You do this every day, Scott, but for me, like, I've never been that close to an animal of that scale and just that. It's a giraffe. Everybody knows what a giraffe is. Even if you're from Antarctica, you see a picture of a giraffe and you say, that's a giraffe. But just seeing that in person, it's kind of oddly emotional. Just like seeing something that huge.
Kind of like seeing the ocean or the Grand Canyon for the first time. It lets you know what a speck you are on the planet.
You put it perfectly there, man. It's just when we walked in there and saw him just hanging, it's like,
and he knew who I was, and he knew his boundaries, and he knew where to be, and he come to see me. And old George, I've been his buddy now since he was 12, 14 months old.
How old is he now?
I think he's 8.
Wow. So you've known George his whole life, essentially.
Whole life. Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Would you say George is the biggest, quote unquote, selling point? Is getting people here is for George?
Everybody talks about George, but they love the camels.
True.
The camels eat off the hayride, and everybody loves the camels. And the reindeer in December, they're the hit of the parade. They're the cat's meow in December, but in January, February, everybody says, oh, it's a reindeer. But during December, they're all excited. Well, let's cut to your left a little bit. We're going to see something over here on the other side. All right. We put in zip lines in 2020, right before they shut the nation down. I just signed a contract to have them come out and build this, and I found out they'd shut the nation down and really went into panic mode. And I called the bank and I said, by any chance if so-and-so cashed that check? They said, yeah, I cleared just about 10 minutes ago, Mr. Allen. It's perfectly fine. I said, oh, thank you so much.
That's just what I wanted to hear.
That's what I wanted to hear. Freaked us out because we just didn't know, because it was a big thing. 1.5 miles of zip lines. We have the ropes courses. They're smaller. And then we have the big one that leaves from here, goes across the farm, goes down through the woods, goes all the way across the back there where the egg hunt's going to be.
Oh, wow.
And then comes back by George. And you get zip line at my zip line, you get to zip by a giraffe.
Here, I thought this whole time there were power lines of some kind. That's a zip line.
It's zip lines.
Wow.
But the company that put it in for us did a great job. And they says, well, I told them, I want the zip lines to come right across the top of the animals. They says, no, you can't do that. The Atlanta Zoo had us hide them from the giraffes. I said, I want mine to zip by so they could throw feed to the giraffe. And literally, every time they come through there, I'd give them, every one of the guys working a bucket of this feed. And I said, every time you drive one of the machines through there, you rattle that cable and you give him a piece of this cracker. And they did. So now, anytime you drive a machine down there, George's like, oh yeah, here we go. and he hears the cables rattle on thing. And when he hears that first cable rattle, he'll run around the corner because he knows that's where they come and see him at. So he really enjoys that.
And you can see up here, we've got the, what did you call it, Scott? Like an obstacle course,
they
kind of?
They call it ropes course, but there's no ropes involved. It's all cable. But it's got 5 bridges and 2 zips. That's the little one. The other one's got a half mile of bridge and cables and 6, 7 zips.
We got some friends over here to our left.
Those are our miniature Highland cattle and some of our pony ride ponies. And there's probably 100,000 bulbs, flower bulbs, been planted here in the last 30 years.
Really? I'll get up real quick with them. Don't have to do anything crazy, just get a little closer. Look at all of them. Look at them just hanging out. That one right there is looking at us.
We did Cocoa and Cuddles the other day for Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
I had the miniature Highland cattle, all the little fuzzy ones with all the hair all over them. The chicks dig them. We had them out here, and that's what these little pens are for, so that when the baby calves, we bring them here and tie them to it or put them in it, depending on how well they're doing, you know. And then the people come in, they do a farm tour, and then they get their cocoa, and then they come down here and just shoot pictures, hugged up, kissing up on the little baby calves. Fun times.
Fun times.
Fun times. Nice date if you guys want to bring somebody.
So, Scott, we've seen kangaroos, we've seen cattles and ponies, and we just saw George. What, do you have any fun kind of animal stories from over the years that just kind of surprise people or make people laugh at either how stubborn or how smart or both that these animals actually are?
Yeah, hundreds of them. Oh, over a lifetime, hundreds of them, if not probably thousands. But all the animals are smarter than you give them credit for. The sheep is the dumbest animal on the planet's a sheep, looking for a place to die. I've heard it my whole life. My sheep, Wooly, I could lead her to a place one time. Just lead her down there to where the petting zoo is going to be. The next time I showed up, a year later or the next day, didn't matter. I would go down there to set the petting zoo up, put some feed in there, and turn her loose. And she would run through the crowd, whatever, and lead the other animals and go get in her pen. We did it at the Shrine Circus for probably 15 years. They called it the running of the sheep. Kind of like the running of the bulls.
Yeah, yeah.
And here comes a llama and a pot-bellied pig and goats and sheep and whatever else. And they come running down through there, right before the circus opened up. And people be running around their golf carts or so. Here comes Wooly, running like a madman. Run down there. Don't forget to open the door because the game's over if you did, because she'd go look for grass somewhere else. But she knew that feed was in that pen. And every night at the end of the show, we would turn the animals loose and they'd go get back in the barn down there where we kept them at overnight. So they didn't have to stay in the petting zoo the whole time.
Wow.
So they're actually that smart. And they're brilliant. We had a bison one time, somehow or another, put his head in a hay ring that you feed cattle in,
Yeah,
or bison or anything else. Well, somehow or another, he bent the thing and he couldn't get his head back out of it. So we took the tractor and pinned the hay ring down because a bison can kill you, right? Look up something with Yellowstone bison.
Oh, yeah.
Flipping tourists through there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we take the tractor and we pin the hay ring down. And we go out there, and the bison ain't happy about none of this, right? So I got me 2 or 3 teenage boys that I've helped raise here on the farm, my son, a couple more, cousin or two, and they pulling a oxyacetylene torch out there, and we're cutting the bars loose so we can get the bison out. Well, there's a real problem there. Number one, we're working with hay and stuff. Number two, we're working with an animal that can mess you up, right? One of the sparks fall down, catch his afro on fire. I have to beat his afro out while he's wanting to get on us, right? So we pat his afro out so we don't want to burn up the bison. We get the bar cut, and like I said, these are teenage boys in their prime,
Yeah.
14, 15, 16 years old. I said, when I say go, don't wait on me. Well, We cut it loose, and the bison snatches his head down, and I rear back to throw the torches down, and the first person out of the fence was me. The old guy smoked them all. They still don't want none of them want to get in a foot race with me, and me being an old man. So I walk around like Yoda, you know, kind of hobbling around. But when it comes time for it to get real, I'm ready.
Heck yeah. You guys, we're on our way to our other destination, but
Come on,
real quick,
girls!
got to make a little quick pit stop here.
Come on, girls!
Hang out with some camels.
Hello, Ella. Huh?
Look at that, guys.
Huh?
Full-blown camels. Look at that. Oh, watch your step there, girl.
Ella, you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. You have to watch Ella. She'll get you shocked. She don't mind taking one for the team, and you're sitting there petting her.
Yeah.
And she walk up and take her foot and touch that wire right there. I think she just likes to watch you scream. Hey, darling.
Scott, why is that one's eyes all white and the others
blue.
are all black?
Blue. We paid extra for that. It's like a chrome package on a car. We really did.
Wow. Look at them, guys. They're right here.
You see the white on her nose?
Yeah.
Now, her dad has white legs and blue eyes, and a lot more white on him. We kept these 4 girls here back as breeding stock. This is one of the females from last year, a female from last year, a female from 2 years ago, and a female, no, that's one here's, she'll be having a baby before long. Here, buddy.
This one's huge, Scott.
We're fixing to start training him for riding.
Okay.
If nothing doesn't happen, he's going to Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yeah, he'll go to Pennsylvania and he'll be a movie star for the next 20 years.
Good for him. He'll get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Or something.
This episode of Your Morning Drive is sponsored by Bees Charitable Pursuits and Resources. If you're a small business or organization with a heart for community, Bees wants to partner with you. They work alongside local businesses and nonprofits to support meaningful causes through fundraising, marketing, and networking. And if you're a nonprofit looking to grow your reach or a small business that needs help connecting, promoting, and making a bigger impact, Bees Charitable Pursuits and Resources has the tools, relationships, and experience to help you move forward. Learn more about them and get involved at beescharitablepursuits.com.
Looky here. Oh, we're going in. We are going in.
I got a key.
Should I be worried?
Come on. Yes, definitely. Always be worried.
Really? This thing is huge, Scott.
Sick 'em, Snickers.
Please don't. Snickers is backing up. Snickers isn't sure.
Come here. Come here.
That one is taking a leak.
They all do it, including me and you.
Yeah, you're not wrong. What is Snickers?
Snickers is a steer. We call him a bull, but he is a steer.
Snickers isn't sure about me, and I'll be all right with that.
That's all right. You can come up, Petty.
You sure about that?
Yeah, well, I think so.
Okay. Well,
Hey, buddy.
I don't want Snickers to be afraid.
Reach up and scratch him right there.
Oh, he don't want me to. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right, Snickers. I get it.
Come on, buddy. Hey.
Nah, Snickers is like, I don't know what that dude's juju is, but I don't want to be a part of it.
It's that pretty green sweater you have on.
Well, I was thinking maybe the neon light
it's
is
a little loud.
The neon light's a little too much for Snickers.
Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Why can't I think of the name of the breed of cow?
Hey, Snickers, you got something in your teeth. There it is. That thing is honestly terrifying looking.
He's just a baby.
Just a baby?
He's just a baby.
How old?
Oh, he's grown. He's probably 5, 6, 7 year old.
He's gorgeous, though.
You see how his horns and skull kind of funky looking compared to everything else?
Yeah.
Paid extra for that. Huh? You're a good boy.
He won't kick you if you run up behind him?
Oh, you can actually ride him.
Gorgeous animal, man.
He's a good boy. He likes to be scratched.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't like to be scratched? You want another bite? There you go. He wants you to pet him now.
Does he?
Or you want to touch him? He's decided you're on the good guy team.
Oh, my God. I'm on the good guy team, Snickers.
Sick him, Snickers. Sick him. There's your face shot.
There it is right there. Hey, there's a pony or a horse.
There's one of the pony ride ponies.
They're triangulating us, Scott. They're putting us in a corner.
It was a
I'm
plan.
slightly terrified. My heart rate just kind of started going up, Scott. Oh my God, they're cornering us,
Now
Scott.
there's a fine ass.
That is a nice ass. Oh my God, it's approaching me. Scott, I'm freaking out.
You're literally scared. You can see it in your eyes.
Oh, I'm having a great time. This is so cool, though. When do you ever get the opportunity to do stuff like this, right, Snickers?
Here, buddy.
God, look at all the asses heading our way.
That's a lot of ass.
Tons of ass. Look at them. Oh my God.
That's attack mode for ass.
Really?
We need to run.
Scott, don't do that to me.
Here comes that fine ass in here to see you. Hey, buddy.
Sorry, Snickers. Excuse me.
He is a Poitou donkey, the most endangered species of equine on planet Earth. There's another one. See all the hair?
Yeah.
The dreadlocks? Paid extra for that. We really did.
That's amazing.
Paid extra for that. The Poitou donkeys are the most endangered species of equine on the of asses on the planet. Maybe not equine. There's that Asian horse that's got a beat on horses, but on the donkeys, on asses, they're all asses. Jesus did not ride a donkey; he rode an ass into Bethlehem.
Why is this little guy starting fights?
You know people like that, hadn't you? He's one of them. But the Poitou donkeys, they used to breed them. At one time, they bred those more. They breed a donkey to a horse, and that gets you a mule. They were bred worldwide because the babies were small, so your real expensive horse, you'd breed her to a donkey the first time, and that way she'd have a little bitty baby, and you didn't have to worry about her dying as bad from birthing the baby. Well, people quit using mules because of the onset of the tractor, and so the donkeys quit being so popular, but they grow. Look up Poitou donkeys, and you can see the long hair on this one?
Yeah.
That hair grow clean to the ground like a shepherd,
Sure.
like a sheepdog. Now, she's just part Poitou. This is Biscuits, and her baby over there's name's Gravy. But it really is. This is Biscuit. And here, I ain't got nothing else for you.
What do they hate more? Someone that's really aggressive and fast, or people that are or people that are standing perfectly still?
They don't care.
They don't discriminate.
Nah, they don't care. Biscuit, you're too late for the gravy train, darling. But this is Biscuit. She's been with me for probably 15 years. And this is trouble.
Literally.
Literally. Not as bad as that one behind you.
Shut up.
You got to use that.
Oh, I'm using it. I'm using all of this, Scott. I want people to know how afraid I am.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It's like it's not even fear. It's more just like a respect.
Now, you can just walk through them, and I'll wait here.
This is good content, Scott.
You know I'm enjoying that, right?
You knew what you were doing when you brought me in there.
Yeah, I did.
Look at that. They are beautiful, though. Especially those ones with the long hair. I mean, that is gorgeous.
The Poitou of France. It's a French donkey.
I have a soft spot in my heart for you, Snickers. You let me pet you. So, Scott, I've actually been curious this entire time that we've been sitting here and walking around and seeing all that you've got to offer here. And have you ever encountered any issues with the county or the city with like zoning and stuff like that?
We were here first. Before they built the subdivisions, before they built the industrial park over here that you hear in the film, all that, it's on public record that we don't mind them building houses as long as they don't mind us raising hogs or anything else we want to raise.
Okay.
And Frank Moore come in with the zoning first thing. It's on public record that this is a farm, going to remain a farm, and has been a farm.
Understood.
And this is not your typical farm. You know, we've got the proverbial chickens. We've got the proverbial milk cow. Literally, we have a milk cow. We milk her. Her name is not 2%. That was the other one.
Skim.
Thin Mint. Her mama was Cookie.
And then with running this just whole operation, surely it's not cheap on a month-to-month basis. How does Pettit Creek Farms, are there donators? Are there...
There's never, the only public money that's ever been on this farm is that ditch right there. They came in here in the 70s and cut that ditch in. It was some kind of a program. Brucellosis was a big thing, and Baines disease and all that. When I was 5, I was still riding a pony.
Okay.
And the government come in and tested all the animals statewide, nationwide. Brucellosis eradication program. You can look it up. I'm pretty sure it was late 60s or early 70s when all that went down. That's the only government money that's ever been here. We've raised well in excess of 40 kids. This number's closer to 50 that were not mine. There've never been a government dime spent on none of those. We just work the soup out of them and give them a pony and a place to sleep, and they learned trade skills from electricians to plumbing to welding to farrier work. You know what a farrier is, don't you?
Nope.
A farrier.
Someone who
Easy.
operates a ferry?
Easy. Professional horseshoer.
Oh, okay.
Easy. You need to be on jury duty and try that.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? I'm a farrier. Dismissed. They don't even want to know.
No, they don't.
They
No,
don't even care. But you think I'm kidding, but I'm not. I ain't never been on one jury in my life, and I've been turned down 10 times.
Really?
Yeah. What do you do for a living? I'm a farrier.
Well, if it does the trick,
Okay.
I'm going to use
I'm
that.
out. But yeah, everything here, support from, to get back to your question, support from people that support us by coming and visiting the farm. The animals, we sell the animals, just as cow, we got to sell some cows. We got camels, we got to sell some camels. Zebras, we sell zebras, the offspring from them. The number one question here is she pregnant? Well, if she ain't, she's fired.
Well,
If
makes sense.
If she ain't, she's fired. And we try to find good homes for all of our animals, and we're smart enough to know that some of them are eaten and some of them are ridden. But that's you go to the grocery store, the meat's not in the magic meat machine. It's something had to put it there, and something had to die to put it in there. So we have our cattle. Most of our cattle are used for pets. People want the cow, and they have the envision of eating it, but they'll fall in love with it and name it, and then the wife won't let them eat it, or kids won't let them eat it, or whatever. And
Right.
Fluffy lives there for the rest of his life, which I'm cool with. I like it. But the other stuff is like for a while, people were shipping kangaroos to China. Lots of kangaroos come out of the United States. Australia wouldn't let you ship them out of the country anymore. You can't ship nothing out of Australia anymore. It's ours, and we're keeping it.
Really?
Yeah. And koala bears, you don't see no koala bears at the zoo. And if you want to see a koala bear, you come to Australia. And so, I mean, I'm sure there's few around, but been sold here or there over the years, but not many. But China they had lots of our money, and needing something to spend it on, so they were buying pairs of kangaroos. You could not sell a single kangaroo going to there. Had to sell a pair. We didn't ship any of it too, but we know people that were buying. They actually purchased some of ours, and I'm sure that's where they went.
Is there a level of you, of course, with business, there's difficult decisions you have to make here and there. But is there an animal on this farm, on this property, that would be your absolute last resort to get rid of?
Laying on the ground right over there looking like he's dead.
Yeah.
That is Johnny Ringo. Johnny Ringo is 40-something years old.
Oh, my.
I've turned down $5,000 for him a dozen times. He's $100 pony's what he is. But Johnny Ringo did more for my family than anything else here on the place. He was my number one pony ride. I had 6 original pony rides. It started off with Pettit Creeks Farms. And if I'm not mistaken, every one of them were buried here on the place.
Is that typical practice of you? If an animal dies here, that they get buried here?
Well, if they die here, they definitely get buried here. But our goal is to train an animal to the point that it's the best it can ever be, and then hopefully sell it while he's in his prime of life. He brings more money at that time that he'll ever bring again. He's trained better, and the people that are getting him are paying a premium for an excellent animal. So they're gonna take care of it. Because you cannot keep them all. Alan Savoy's Holistic Resource Management says that if you have over 7% pets, your farm, it will go bankrupt if you have over 7% pets. And I am not going to be the guy that loses the family farm. It's been here since 46, 48, depending on who you ask. But yeah, so we raise animals, we sell animals just like any other farm does. We sell pumpkins. We sell Christmas trees. We don't grow Christmas trees. We bring them in. Anybody tells you they're growing Fraser fir Christmas trees is lying to you unless they live in North Carolina, corner of Tennessee. But they'll tell you to come cut your own, but they're going to tell you to cut one of them trees over where it's growing, and it ain't a Fraser fir. Your wife's not going to be happy. So you take that home with you if you want to, or you can come get a Fraser fir from us.
Perfect. Look at these little guys.
Micro miniature. That's the latest craze. Micro miniature, not just miniature, but micro miniature. That's our breeder bull laying out in front of you.
Oh yeah, look at him.
These are right here is 2-year-olds. He's gonna stand up for us. That's pretty small.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a little taller when he said, but micro mini.
36 inches.
Wow.
He's gonna show off for you.
Oh yeah, look at him. Is that showing off, marking the territory, all the above? Oh yeah, he's showing off. All right, look at that. Homeboy had Jefferson's last night, and he had to.
Oh, yeah. He is a micro miniature Hereford bull.
Look at him sharpening the old horns. Is this like an attention thing that he's doing?
He's letting you know he's all bull.
Okay.
If you want to run over and dispute that, you can. I'll hold the camera.
That'd be kind of fun. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that.
I would encourage it. As we're driving along here, this is our hayride route. If you'll notice, there's a receptacle about every 50 feet around through here. We have 4 miles of Christmas lights. And up here in the top, you'll see some of the zip line platforms. She'll move.
We can do this all day if she wants to.
I've seen this on Crocodile Dundee. This is where you get out, do the own thing, and she falls down. That is our milk cow.
Okay.
That is Thin Mint.
Thin Mint.
That is Thin Mint, the micro miniature belted Galloway. She has a little bit of Holstein in her background.
Yeah.
And she puts out about 1.5 gallons of milk a day.
A day.
Well, the Holsteins put out 5 gallons a day. So what are you going to do with all that milk? I mean, there's so much milk you and all your families can drink. So she's a little smaller, and you can just drive right by her. She's fine. If you had a little feed, she'll come up and get in your pocket.
Look at this guy. Hey.
Hello, Zoe.
Little Zoe coming right up to the fence. Say hey. She's gorgeous. I've never seen a zebra in real life.
Can't say that no more.
No, I can't. Look how beautiful she is. And she came right up to us, curious.
She's a little disappointed that you didn't have any food to throw out for her.
I got a protein bar in the back.
She'll eat it.
That's really cool, man.
$4 protein bar, she'll eat.
I just find it fascinating that you knew that was Zoe right when she walked up. Who we got here?
Spot.
Hey, zebra. Zoe. All right. And our last stop of the day. Scott, what are we working with here?
These are Rias. And they'll lay an egg a little bigger than a softball.
Really?
Make several omelets with it. I'm looking for Coolio. He'll be here in a minute.
Got some geese.
Canadian geese.
I didn't realize there were different nationalities for geese.
Oh, yeah.
He's going crazy, though. Look at this guy.
There's your capybara.
Look at that thing. Yeah, I was saying earlier, they're all the rage right now. People love these things. Why do they love them so much, Scott?
They're just different. It's the world's largest rodent.
There you go.
It's the world's largest rodent. 2 front teeth nearly as wide as my 3 fingers.
A tooth?
It's 2 front teeth are about that wide.
Wow.
They're wider than that. They're close to that. And
Are they friendly creatures?
can be. That old girl there, she just standoffish. She don't want you messing with her. When my daughter was feeding them, she'd come up and eat and let her pet him and stuff, but they don't like change much.
Really?
No, they like the same person. They get used to you, and that's Coolio over there. You zoom in on him.
Oh yeah, look at him.
Coolio! That's an aoudad.
An aoudad?
An aoudad, that's a wild sheep.
I thought they were called an aoudad because your dad run up to him and
He said, oh,
get hit. Oh, Dad!
Get up off the ground. He's a big animal.
He's pretty, though. I mean, I wouldn't mess with him, but he's pretty. That's one thing you've got in common here, Scott. All your animals that you've got here, they're very pretty animals.
Thank you.
The camels, even the kangaroos are beautiful.
We try hard.
Is there anything that you don't have here, Scott, that you'd like to?
I always thought I wanted the big cats, but I never have food with them, and an elephant.
I was going to ask about elephant.
I'd love to have an elephant. That's about $1 million animal. And if you've got some guys that got some money they don't know what to do with, I could probably find us an elephant pretty quick. But then we got to build a house for him. So
it'd be a process.
It would be a process. But I'd love to have an elephant. I've got friends that have elephants, and I've been around them. I've actually trimmed an elephant's feet.
Wow.
The Atlanta Zoo. I went down to the Atlanta Zoo down there, and they hired me to trim their donkeys because I was a farrier, and so I was trimming the donkey's feet and all. And I told them, I said, well, one way I'm coming, and that's to go down there and help y'all with the elephants a little bit. So I got to go down there and do that, and then I was at the Shrine Circus, and Shots was a man's name. Forget his first name, but he had an elephant named Dondi the talking elephant, and she could cluck like a chicken, and you could actually hear her say a few words. It was just, she sounded a lot like Donald Duck when she's saying them, but you could hear the words and you knew what she was saying.
Wow.
And she'd even ask for things when she wanted things. But I got to trim her feet.
So, Scott, we've seen kangaroos and zebras and cattle and mini cattle and a lot of ass. We saw George the giraffe. You've seen all kind of cool things. I mean, so what's at the end of the day, of course, you live here too, so it's easy, but
I moved 7 times and never been off the property.
Well, what's your why behind it all? Like, what drives you every day? What's the thing that truly gets you out of bed every morning? Cut out all the BS and everything, but like, what truly is your why behind everything that you're doing here?
I want to spend time with my kids. My kids is my labor force. So we're out here working, building fences or digging a pond or wrangling zebras. It doesn't matter. I'm with my kids. I was their soccer coach. I was the worst coach on the history of man. I sucked. I was there at every game. Just being with my family, and everything here has grown so that each one of my family members can be a part of. And I just kept growing it and growing it and growing it so that we got our own, what do you call it, commune here?
Yeah.
The family lives all the way around us.
Oh, that's awesome.
My grandkids, I get to see them. That was my 2 sons is working on the truck back there, Wiz back there.
Gotcha.
And my son and my daughter, that's the wheel and the motor that run it because I'm kind of semi-retired. I'm still an active member of it, part of it, but they're the wheels and the motor of the whole operation, and they run things. And then my other son, him and his family come and work and do, and if he's between jobs or, he uses up a lot of vacation time and stuff like that to come work on with us. And if we need them, they call us. And
very cool. Very cool. Well, I truly appreciate your time, man. This was a really cool experience just for me. I mean, it's really cool with you being a part of Cartersville Living with this, this month of you being you and your family and Pettit Creek Farms being on the cover. It's a really cool thing. And I really do thank you for this VIP experience you gave me, man. I won't forget it. It was really cool. I can't wait to bring everybody I know out here because it is a really cool experience, and you're not going to get anything like this. I mean, you can go to a zoo or the aquarium all day long, but this is something different. And I think people, when they come here and they see it for themselves, they'll realize that.
A lot of oohs and ahs, and man, I didn't know this. Everybody thinks a farm is just a little front pasture up there. We didn't even go see the other herd of camels. We'll do that next time.
Okay.
We'll
I'm
go
cool
up
with
there
that.
and see some of the baby camels and get you some pictures. Come back. You hadn't seen a part of it.
Well, then that's motivation enough for me to come back and we hang out a little bit like this from time to
You
time.
hadn't seen part of it. There's more.
Cool. Well, guys, or before we really close, Scott, if you want to tell people how to find out more information, how to get, what is it? Do you buy tickets to come here? Like, however people.
You can do both. You show up with cash, I'll take you through. I promise you. My PettitCreekFarms.com is the website. Pettit Creek Farms on Facebook. The PettitCreekFarms.com, Facebook, Pettit Creek Farms. You can call. We get a gazillion phone calls. Want to know where you're located. It's all on the internet. And you can show up. If you got tickets, you can show up with those. That's cool. You show up and get cash in your hand. We're going to work in the spot for you on most of it. And my daughter is Candace Hillhouse. My son's Chris Allen. They're the wheels and the motor. And I'm usually around here somewhere, in or out.
Very good. Well, guys, I'll make sure that the information for Pettit Creek Farms is in the description of the episode. So if you're interested in any of the things that you saw or listened to, you can go online, book your spot, get you one of those hayride tours, get you a VIP.
Birthday parties. Then we got egg hunt. Then we got sunflowers. And then we got the fireworks. We shoot fireworks here. George is our biggest fan. He loves it. He'll sit there when you go to light them off. He'll just start jumping up and down. And he'll look back and he's like, do it again. Camels the same way. Everybody went crazy because we're shooting fireworks. Then we got pumpkins. And then we got Christmas after that. And in the meantime, we got farm tours where you can walk through the animals with a guided tour. Miss Jamie or one of the other girls will do the tours with you. And it's just something going on all the time. Come and see us 3 or 4 times a year.
There you go. Yep. Go see them 3 or 4 times a year or maybe more, depending on how much you loved your experience. But yeah, the description of the episode will contain the link to the website. So if you're interested, you can go and check it out. Scott, again, thank you, man. This was really cool.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
And we'll see everybody next time. Take care.